on this lesson, we're going to keep working on the outline with the brush that we just created. So again, if you don't have a tablet, you could try to make a similar effect with just this brush that we just created. So we're going to go to the pen tool or press P on our keyboard and then try to make the same shapes that we did, that we would be drawing, with the blob brush. So you can, of course, not trying to be perfect, but just having some of the lines that this elephant has going again through all the outline that this elephant has. So trying to capture as many detail as I can, but also you can see how I joined the shapes there, but without going into too much detail. So for example, I think this eye is probably too big, so I'm gonna try to make something smaller there. So I'm going to go again my whole elephant and make an outline, because all around the shape of the elephant. I'm just using the pen tool and just making some points and dragging when I think it is necessary, and then just making straight lines where I need them. But I think it's always a good idea to, when you're creating your illustration, or when you're working with the pen tool, to always have some alternatives there to get your shapes. So once we have something like that, you can see how I made a whole outline. So I'm going to select all of this and apply my brush that I just selected. You can see that this is too thick, so I can input here the value to 0.25, or go here to my eyedropper tool, or press I on my keyboard and select the one that I just liked about the size. So now I think this is looking okay, but I think this is too thick. So to separate these two shapes that I have here, the fang and then the face of the elephant, I'm going to go here to my tools panel, and probably by default you're going to see the eraser tool, but if you click and hold that click, you can arrive to the scissors tool, or you can use the shortcut C on your keyboard. When you have this one, you can click on the anchor point, or actually on any point, and make a cut there. So that's actually what I want to do here, because I want this line to be one, and then this other one to be another different type of line. And then you can do the same here, because you don't want this to be a single shape. You want to have some variety, as you would have if you were using the blob brush. So for example, here, instead of making a single path, I'm trying to make different ones, so they in a way replicate what we are going to be doing with the blob brush. Just remember that you're going to take a little bit more time if you go with this technique, because with the blob brush you're actually going to be drawing on top of this illustration, but with this technique you have to actually build all the detail that you want your illustration to have. So it could be a lot more work, but it could also bring a very interesting result, because this is going to be different and unique for your illustration. If you use a technique like this, where you are creating your own brush to get a similar effect to what you were having with the blob brush. So I'm not going to do the whole illustration, because the point of this course is actually the blob brush and how you could use it. And I really encourage you that if you are serious about working on these types of illustrations, or if you see that you are doing this work a lot, that you invest on a tablet. They're actually not that expensive, the basic ones, and you can make a lot of very nice things with a tablet. So if you think that this is something that you're going to be using a lot in the future, you could definitely invest on a tablet and try using the blob brush. So just as I would be doing, by drawing with the tablet. I'm creating all these paths with just the pen tool. So just a actual sample, not color there, sorry. So you can see how if I go here to my layers and toggle the visibility, how am I getting that elephant illustration? Is of course not still finished or not even nearly finished, because you would need to add a lot more detail for this to look nice. But you can see how you can get a similar result, probably not the same or the best, but if you don't have a tablet, you could give it a try with your mouse and try to create an illustration like this for your outline, and then keep working on the same steps with the blow brush on the filling the shape where you won't be needing the pressure. So in the next lesson, we're gonna go back to the blow brush and go out and do our outline. So see you in the next one.